Hello, everyone.
Hey, what's up?
This is Black Bahni Day.
And it's Agent Klyde. We're on the road, as per usual.
Yeah, we are. So we got to talking, and we were talking about clowns and stuff, and I brought up the fact that clowns were based in, racist history, and Klyde here didn't believe me.
Hell no, I didn't believe it. I was like, cause okay, let me say this. Yeah, I was saying that clowns came from like gestures in medieval times and all this stuff, and so on. Like every culture probably has something of a goofball or whatever, right? And then she said something about the afro, and I was like, well, what about sad clowns? Because sad clowns don't have afros. They actually got straight hair. They're always crying. They got the paint and all that stuff. And then you got the Joker clown, not like Batman Joker, but the Joker clown. And then you have the typical, standard rodeo clown. Well, okay, yeah, Ronald McDonald, but he's not a rodeo clown. He's just a I don't know what kind of clown that would be. Not a juggalo, but the other kind. And then of course you do got juggalos. Then you got the cornballs, the ones that usually have the hair on both sides and they're balding up the middle, like those clowns. So that's why I was like, there's different archetypes of clowns. So that's why I was like, I don't see how it's one-to-one, or maybe not one-to-one. That might be a bit of a stretch, but how that is indicative of black people. So she said she found some articles. I tried doing Google search. Google apparently it was like, that's racist. I'm not going to look it up. But here she is.
Okay, so I'm reading an article from the jimcrow.ferris.edu. Jim Crow Museum, .ferris.edu. The name of the article is called African Dip and Clown Dunk Tanks. So the question from someone called J Narc is, question, I'm writing about the demise of dunk tank clowns and understand they come from a long tradition of insulting and worse attractions from fairs and carnivals. So, answer. Many caricatures of African Americans were designed to be laughed at, reducing black people to buffoons. In similar ways, these caricatures closely correlate with traditional portrayals of clowns. The Jim Crow Museum has a number of teapots, sheet music, and chalkware objects where the line between clowns and negative black characteristics overlap. In fact, one can look at the makeup and dress of blackface performers and see the striking similarities with clown makeup and dress. Drawn on oversized lids, curly unkept hair, oversized and colorful clothing, white gloves, etc. These are staples of anti-black caricatures on and off minstrel stages and clowns. Richard Ward Dick Pelham was also a well-known blackface minstrel performer and founder of the Virginia Minstrels. One of the stage characteristics he played was a Negro clown, which appeared in circuses in the 1840s. He came to fame impersonating a Negro clown who performed a song and dance routine in the mold of Thomas Rice's Jim Crow character. George Nicholas, one of the earliest blackface performers, is also credited as being the first to combine the character of a clown with Negro song. When Nicholas first sang the Jim Crow song, he did it as a clown, but afterward he would perform the song as an act in blackface. The movie Monsieur Chocolat chronicles the relationship between Rafael Padilla, an Afro-Cuban performer, and his white partner George Footed, as they performed a clown duo act that played on the racial stereotypes of black people around the turn of the 20th century. The line between clowns and blacks were intentionally screwed, as Footed, the white man, dressed up in makeup as a clown, and Padilla did not. The Jim Crow Museum collection also includes scripts of blackface minstrel shows that were converted to clown acts when minstrel shows lost their mainstream popularity. The scripts are mostly the same, just some of the derogatory language changed, and the performers used white and red clown makeup instead. Nevertheless, in regard to the correlation between the African dip game and clown dunk tanks, there is no clear line as to when the transition happened. However, many clown dunk tanks acts gave credit to the African dip as the inspiration for the act.
Okay.
So does that answer your question now?
A little bit. It still didn't give me the history, because it sounds like, unless you're reading it wrong and I'm hearing it wrong.
I mean,
no, not like that. I'm saying unless the way you're reading it, and because how I'm hearing it is saying the Negro clown. So I'm like, Wait, are you saying the character's called the Negro Clown, or is it impersonating clowns from black culture? Like
It's impersonating. It's blackface.
I get that.
And so
that's one prior to one where you said that.
The name was called the Negro Clown.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. So that's the character.
That's the character.
Gotcha.
And so you see how they said they changed the makeup, but it's the same characteristics. Afro hair, the overdrawn lips. They added a nose to make it round because everybody knows culturally black people have bigger noses than most. So that was a way for them to kind of get
distinguished.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah. And again, the kind of clownery I'm talking about is like the Ronald McDonald type clown. I'm not talking about the sad clown or whatever. I'm talking about that specific type of clown. Okay. I'm not talking about jokester or whoever. Jesters, whatever they are. I'm talking about the ones that have the big afro hair, the big gloves, the big feet. That. So that concludes my little segment. You guys can read the rest of the article. Again, jimcrowmuseum.ferris.edu. I only read about half the article. The rest of it is there for you guys to read. It goes into, a little bit more stuff. They have a slogan in here that I cannot say. And, there's some other things going on. But that's pretty much the gist of the article.
All right. Well, thanks for the update there, Bahni. Sorry, I'm driving, so I was like...
Yeah, he can only do so many things at once. Yeah. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for listening, and we will catch you on the next one. Adios. Right here. Okay. Yep. Did it record?
It should have, because I hit the record button. Yeah, it's still going.